next module is opportunity identification. By the end of this module, the students should be able to identify the best opportunities for which we can apply the remainder of our innovation process. Our process is based on the following principles of innovation. The first is that innovation is the intersection between what delivers value to our customer, in other words, what they are willing to pay for, and what we are technically capable of doing. And we introduce two new terms as a shorthand way of describing those two sides. We call that the know-who and the know-how. The next principle is from Nobel Prize winner Linus Pauling, and he says that the best way to have a good idea is to have a lot of ideas. So instead of trying to go for that one good idea right away, we explore a very broad space of ideas initially, and only later do we then filter that down to the best ones based on our metrics. The next principle is based on how the human brain works. We are not very good at just generating something from out of thin air. As has been demonstrated by a lot of neuroscience research, the brain is a connectivity machine. So in order to maximize the productivity of the brain, we have to fill it with a lot of starting ideas, and then we allow the brain to make all of these connections from almost seemingly desperate but seemingly unrelated ideas. The last principle is the way we put all of these together. And when we talk about innovation, there are generally three components of it. The first is, of course, the market, which we earlier described to be our know-who. The next is the product or the technology, and we earlier described that as the know-how. And finally, there is a team around which we can then develop both the product and the market and try to get product market fit. So all of these three ingredients have to be present for us to proceed with an innovation opportunity. Well, let's start with the know-who activity. So this first activity involves finding a contact in industry, ideally related to your field of study. And having an industry contact that you can relate to and be able to exchange technical information with is very critical, because if it's not in your area of expertise, you will have a harder time probing for details and understanding possibly technical jargon in that field. So ideally, you get someone related to your field of study, but if that's not possible, then any significant industry, especially in your region, would serve as a good starting point. So when you identify that person from industry, we ask them the following guide questions. Number one is to identify a problem or challenge area from that company. The next question is about the intensity of the problem. Why was it hard? Why is that problem difficult for them to address? Okay, and then the next part is frequency. How often does it happen? When was the last time that it happened? Okay, and then try to get an understanding of what they've done to try to solve the problem. Be it ad hoc solutions, or maybe they tried off-the-shelf or commercial solutions to the problem, and then get their reaction on those solutions that they've tried. Were they satisfied with the solution already? And if they were not satisfied, why were they not satisfied with it? Okay. In other words, what do they not love about the solutions that they have tried? And then your facilitator will tell you how to post your entry online so that it can be shared with the class. and also to review your candidate and see whether it satisfies the metrics for this course. And once your professor approves, then please proceed with the interview and then upload the results of your interview online. So the Know Who activity helps us assess market side opportunities and to see whether we can get some industry interest into the opportunity.